Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about the common entrance test conducted by Government of Karnataka, Karnataka Examination Authority, and this paper is from the year 2017. So the total duration for the biology paper is 80 minutes, of which maximum time for answering is 70 minutes, and you have 60 questions, so almost 1 minute per question is what you have to remember about. So this is how the question paper pattern looks like, and there are version codes of nearly 16 varieties, so you have to mention your CET number even on the question booklet. So once it starts, so the correct method of shading the circles on the CMR OMR answer sheet is given here. So let us proceed with the questions. The first question that they have asked is identify the order from the following. So they have given it as Carnivora, Massidae, Insecta, Panthera. So order here is Carnivora. First one, the answer is Carnivora. Which of the following options show the characters of mycoplasma? So the smallest living cell without cell wall survive with oxygen. That is wrong. Smallest living cell with cell wall survive with oxygen. That is wrong. Smallest living cell without cell wall and survive without oxygen. This is the right definition of mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is the smallest living cell without cell wall and they survive without oxygen. That is the definition of mycoplasma. The third question is which class of algae reproduces asexually by non-motile spores and sexually by non-motile gametes? A. Rhodophyceae, red algae, that is the answer. The other things are all wrong. So Rhodophyceae or red algae is the right answer. Which of the following plant produces zygomorphic flowers? Zygomorphic flowers are similar to bisexual symmetry, bilateral symmetry. So you can divide the flowers into two equal halves in only one plane. So hibiscus is actinomorphic. Gulmohar is also actinomorphic. Mustard is also actinomorphic. So the mustard is the answer because mustard has in only one plane you can divide, even though they have 4 petals, cruciform corolla, but they have 6 stamens. 4 of them are long and 2 of them are short. So totally 6 stamens are there, 4 petals are there, because of which so the flower can be divided into 2 equal halves in only one plane. So that is the reason mustard is the answer for the zygomorphic flower. The secondary wall material suberin is deposited on the walls of pericycle of stem and endodermis, or is it phellum of stem and endodermis of root? So the phellum of stem and endodermis of root, the suberin is deposited is the right answer. So B is the right answer. The type of epithelium found in the fallopian tube which functions to move particles or mucus in specific direction is ciliated epithelium. So the answer for this is ciliated epithelium. Which one of the following is not included under endomembrane system? So they have given 4 choices. So the endomembrane system, it doesn't include mitochondria, whereas endoplasmic reticulum, lysosome and vacuole are endomembrane system, but mitochondria is not an endomembrane system. The following diagrammatic representation of a standard ECG, that is electrocardiogram, the T represents depolarization of atria, depolarization of ventricles, repolarization of atria, repolarization of ventricles. The answer is repolarization of ventricles. So T represents in the ECG repolarization of ventricles. Which of the following is not a characteristic of facilitated transport? Uphill transport is not a characteristic of facilitated transport. So that is not noticed in uphill transport. Identify the elements whose deficiency causes both necrosis and chlorosis. So destruction of chlorophyll and water soaked area, that is formed by the death of tissues. The answer is magnesium and potassium. So these two deficiencies causes both necrosis and chlorosis. The outcome of Kelvin cycle include, so Kelvin cycle includes 1 glucose, 18 ADP and 12 NADP. So Kelvin cycle or citric acid cycle, at the end of it there is 1 glucose, 18 ADP and 12 NADPH2. So that is what is the outcome of Kelvin cycle. So D is the answer. The number of ATP molecules utilized for the breakdown of 1 molecule of glucose during glycolysis is 2. So totally it is 4, but 2 are so 2 ATP molecules are utilized for the breakdown of 1 molecule of glucose during glycolysis or Embden-Meyerhof Paranas pathway. Match the enzymes of column 1 with the functions of column 2. Choose the correct option. So enterokinase, it activates trypsinogen. Renin is going to digest the milk protein. Amylase is going to digest carbohydrate. Lipase is going to break down fats. So the correct choice is A, 1R, 2P, 3Q, 4T. The volume of air inspired or expired by a healthy man per minute is 6000 ml to 8000 ml. So the volume of air inspired is or expired by a healthy man per minute is 6 liters to 8 liters of air. That is what it implies. That is 6000 ml to 8000 ml. The blood cells that secrete histamine, serotonin and heparin is basophil. So basophil secretes histamine, serotonin and heparin. The hormone involved in maintaining calcium balance in the human body are PTH and TCT. So the hormones which are involved in maintaining calcium balance in the human body are PTH and TCT. So these are the hormones that are involved in maintaining calcium balance in the human body. Amoeba is immortal because parental body is distributed among the offsprings during binary fission. So that is the reason it is immortal. 18th one, which of the following is not a pre-fertilization events in higher organism? So pre-fertilization events are not noticed. Our cleavage is not noticed, which is a pre-fertilization event. It is a post-fertilization event, cleavage formation. So and they are not found before fertilization. So cleavage is the answer. So 19th one, if a tetraploid plant contains 48 chromosomes, that is 4n equals 48 chromosome in its nucellus, the number of chromosomes in the egg cell and in a synergid respectively are 24 and 24. Egg cell and synergids, they form the egg apparatus and they are all formed by meiosis. So there is going to be 24 and 24 in case of egg cell and synergid. Pollen grains are generally spherical, measuring about 25 to 50 micrometers, 25 to 50 millimeters, or is it 25 to 50 nanometers or 25 to 50 centimeters. So they are spherical and measuring about 25 to 50 microns, that is micrometers. So 20th A is the answer, 25 to 50 micrometers. Which of the following characters is not required for autogamy? See, autogamy doesn't require pollinating agents because they are self-pollination and they don't require any pollinating agents, and most of the time the flowers also doesn't bloom. Okay, so the answer is requiring pollination agent. So they do not require any pollinating agent for autogamy or self-pollination. 22nd. So which of the following character favors the process of normal spermatogenesis in human male? So testes remaining in the abdominal cavity is going to favor the process of normal spermatogenesis in human male. So the answer for this is there are different choices. The descent of testes into scrotum is going to favor the process of normal spermatogenesis in human male. The answer is descent of testes into scrotum. Accessory ducts of reproductive system of human female include oviduct, uterus and vagina. So that is the 23rd. A is the answer, oviduct, uterus and vagina, which are the accessory ducts of reproductive system of human female. In human females, the number of primary follicles left in each ovary at puberty is 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles are left in each ovary at puberty. Implantation is influenced by progesterone. So progesterone is going to bring about the implantation process in human beings. In India, the action plans for family planning were initiated in the year 1951. The inner mass of blastocyst becomes dash. Extra embryonic members differentiated into embryo proper. So the inner mass of blastocysts, they are going to differentiate into embryo proper. The answer is 27th. B is the answer. 28th. Example for autosomal hyperaneuploidy is autosomal hyperaneuploidy is Down syndrome, because Down syndrome is caused by imbalance in number of chromosomes. So it is autosomal also, that is 21st chromosome will be found as trisomy. So the autosomal hyperaneuploidy is Down syndrome or mongoloid idiocracy, which we also call it as. 29th, in dihybrid cross, when F1 plants are self-hybridized, the ratio of segregation of yellow and green in F2 is ratio of segregation of yellow and green in F2 is going to be B, that is 3:1. The answer is 3:1. Replacement of which one of the following nucleotides in the HbA gene causes sickle cell anemia? So replacement of thymine to adenine, so it causes the sickle cell anemia. T to A is the answer for 30th one. 31st, the type of sex determination in honeybee is haplodiploidy method. So the sex determination in honeybee is based on haplodiploidy. 32nd, match the number of nucleotides of genome of column 1 with the organisms of column 2. Choose the correct option given below. So the 32nd question, the answer is first one, 5,386 nucleotides is found in alpha or pi 174 bacteriophage. 48,502 base pairs are found in lambda bacteriophage, that is T. 4.6 into 10 to the power of 6 BP base pairs is found in case of E. coli, and 3.3 into 10 to the power of 9 base pairs are found in case of man. So the answer is C. So for 32nd, the answer is 3 is C. So 10 to the power of 9 base pairs, 3.3 into 10 to the power of 9 base pairs is found in case of man. So that you can remember about. 33rd, the average length of RNA in humans is 3000 bases. If E. coli is allowed to grow for 40 minutes in a medium containing nitrogen 15, then the number of N14 or N14 containing DNA would be. So it would be 0 in case of this N14 because they are placed in a radioactive nucleotide that is nitrogenous 15. So N14 DNA possibility is 0. 34th. 35th, polymerization of DNA nucleotides during the synthesis of lagging strand occurs in 5' to 3' direction. So that is the answer. So B is the answer. 36th, the lac operon concept of gene expression. Allolactose acts as inducer. So allolactose acts as inducer. So 36th, B is the answer. 37th, the anticodon found on the tRNA for tryptophan amino acid is ACC. 37th is ACC is the anticodon found in the on the tRNA for tryptophan. It is not codon. Codon is going to be so UGG. So it is ACC is the anticodon. Which one of the following is the identifiable character of Neanderthal man? So he buried is dead. That is the identifiable character of Neanderthal man. So D is the answer. Identify plants that are dominant during Jurassic period. So the plants which were dominant were ferns, conifers and cycads were dominant during Jurassic period. So C is the answer for 39th. 40th, in humans common cold is caused by rhinovirus. C is the answer. 41st, which of the following vector-borne diseases is caused by Aedes mosquito? The Aedes mosquito is going to cause dengue and chikungunya. So C is the answer for it. 41st, C is the answer, dengue and chikungunya. Morphine is obtained from the plant latex of poppy plant, morphine. So 42nd is C. Inbreeding depression occurs due to continuous intrabreeding. A is the answer for 43rd. 44th, identify the correct combination of crop variety and insect pest. Okra crop variety, the insect pest, Pusa savani, shoot and fruit borer. So the answer is 44th. A is the correct one, okra or lady's finger. So the variety, crop variety is Pusa savani and insect pests are shoot and fruit borer. So this is the correct combination. 44th, A is the answer. 45th, which of the following crop is developed by mutation breeding that is resistant to yellow mosaic virus and powdery mildew? So the answer is mung bean is the crop which is developed by mutation breeding that is resistant to yellow mosaic virus and powdery mildew. Powdery mildew is caused by fungi. So mung bean is the answer. 45th, B is the answer. 46th, which one of the following has been commercialized as blood cholesterol lowering agent? So the answer is statins. So 46th, the answer is statins is the commercialized as blood cholesterol lowering agent. As the organic matter increases in a water body, the biological oxygen demand, 47th, the answer is increases. The biological oxygen demand increases. Restriction endonucleases are isolated from some bacteria. Their role in bacteria is defense against viruses. So restriction endonucleases role in bacteria is defense against virus. 49, from which bacterium the restriction endonuclease SAL1 is isolated? It is from Streptomyces albus. Streptomyces albus is the microorganism from which SAL1 is isolated. 50th, a transformed bacterium with human gene fails to produce desired protein. The reason could be human gene may have introns which bacteria cannot process. Very true. The first one itself is the answer. Since human genes have introns, the bacteria cannot process and thus they cannot produce the desired protein. So there is exons and introns, and you might have studied about RNA splicing. So just remember about it. Human genes have introns which is absent in bacteria, and which bacteria cannot understand or process it, thus they cannot produce desired protein even though the bacteria is having a human gene. So 50th, A is the answer. 51st, read the statement 1 and 2, choose the correct option. RNA interference takes place in all prokaryotic and eukaryotic organisms as a method of cellular defense. So statement 1 is incorrect. So statement 2, RNA interference is a pre-translation process. Statement 2 is correct. So 51st, statement 1 incorrect, statement 2 is correct. So A is the answer for 51st. 52nd, the human protein alpha-1 antitrypsin is obtained from transgenic animal. It is obtained from a transgenic animal. Samophytes are growing in or on 53rd deserts. So samophytes are plants which are growing in deserts or on deserts. So B is the answer for the 53rd one. 54th, the plant shows the following modifications: leaves covered with dense hairs, leaf surface shiny or glabrous, leaf blade remains rolled during the day. The adaptation of the plant is to prevent excessive heat. So 54th, B is the answer. MacArthur's vision of 5 closely related species of warblers living on a same tree were able to avoid competition and coexist by behavioral difference. This is an example for resource partitioning. So 55th, B is the answer, resource partitioning. Climax community is a state of non-equilibrium, near equilibrium. So near equilibrium is the right answer. Climax community is a state of near equilibrium. So B is the right answer. 57, the process of decomposition delays when the detritus is made up of sugars and nitrogen compounds, or aeration is sufficient, or warm and moist environment exists, or detritus is rich in lignin and chitin. So the process of decomposition delays only when the detritus is rich in lignin and chitin. So 57th, D is the answer. 58th, the variety of indigenous cows is an example for A, genetic diversity, so B, species diversity, ecological diversity, microbial diversity. The answer is the variety of indigenous cow is an example for genetic diversity. 59th, so far 1.5 million species are identified in which the number of fungi species identified is more than the combined total of fishes, amphibians, reptiles and mammals. So fungi species is much more dominant in number of species, that is variety of species. Put together all the species of fishes, amphibians, reptiles and mammals. 59th B is the answer. 60th, the last answer, the question is the safe method of disposal of waste is incineration. So the safe method of disposal of e-waste, electronic waste, is incineration. 60th is the right answer is A, incineration. Thank you all. So that completes our paper March, the CET, Karnataka CET 2017. If you have liked this video and would like to watch more such videos, like and subscribe for the channel. So best wishes for your upcoming CET examination. Thank you.